All right, today we're talking about Hemi spark plugs. Bucky said that a lot of people out there probably don't know exactly how the job can be done in an easy way, so we're going to give you guys a little bit of the tips and tricks since I did one of these the other day. So on the internet, you can find yourself one of these spark plug sockets that has the extension built into it with the wobble end and all of that. Very handy. Has a magnet inside there to get the plug out as well, which is very nice to do, especially on these Hemis, which have 2 plugs per cylinder, and the driver's side rear is, well, actually, it's the second cylinder. It's like cylinder 7. That's the worst. It's right by the booster, and you want to have some tooling to be able to get these out. So once you get your coils out, those aren't too bad. You just get your top bolts out and get the wiring connector removed, and then the boots will actually turn as you pull them out. And I also recommend, if they're tight, take the whole coil and move it around like this. Get them to break free from those spark plugs, because I did have one actually break off of the coil and get stuck down into that deep hole. And it did take me a little bit to kind of get in there and get all the pieces out. There was like little pieces of rubber coming out and everything like that. So I ended up getting it all out and it was no problem, but that's not something you want to have to deal with, especially on one of the rear ones. So definitely a little bit of wiggling is your friend when you're getting these out, especially if they're on a high mileage vehicle. And for the ugly one right by the booster, I ended up using this, which is just my regular spark plug socket. I have a 3-inch extension here. This is also tools with a little bit of a wobble option on the end of it as well. And then I have a 1.5-inch extension right here. This is a snap-on, but you can get whatever brand that you want. And I just kind of pieced them in there. I dropped the spark plug socket in, and then the 3-inch, and then the 1.5, and then I was able to get the ratchet on there and spin out those hard to reach spark plugs. And this is what I recommend for that job, and a little bit of tips and tricks with getting those Hemi spark plugs out, but definitely something you can do if you got a little bit of patience and some basic tooling.